So this session we will see another IoT application in healthcare domain. So IoT application in smart health and lifestyle. So here health and fitness monitoring is one area under healthcare application, and you can also monitor the health using wearable electronics. So health and fitness monitoring, this can be done using wearable IoT devices, which allows us to continuously monitor our psychological parameters like blood pressures, heart rate, body temperature, etc. So that can help in continuous health and fitness monitoring. So it can analyze the collected healthcare data to determine what are our health conditions and what are the preventions or what are the valid medication that we need to take, that we can decide by using these wearable devices. The wearable devices may be in various forms, like it can be in a form of a belts, wearable belts or wearable wristwatches, smart watches. These all comes under wearable electronics. So next, wearable electronics such as wearable gadgets. Wearable gadgets, under this comes smart watch, smart glasses, smart wristbands. All these provide various functions and features to assist us in our daily activities and make us to lead a healthy lifestyle. Using these smart watches, the user can search the internet, play the audio video files, or you can also make calls, play games, etc. Smart glasses allows user to take photos, record any videos, or get any directions of the map of a particular location, or you want to check the flight ticket status or train ticket status, like that. So smart shoes can monitor the walking or running speed and jumps with the help of embedded sensors. These are paired up with smartphones to visualize the data. Next, smart wristbands can track the daily exercise and calories that we are burnt. So these are all the functionalities of wearable electronic devices. So under the implementation of healthcare, we are using ThinkSpeak. ThinkSpeak is an open source internet applications. It has some APIs to store and retrieve the data from things using HTTP or MQTT protocols. You can use these protocols, write the code there using the API store which is available in open source. So ThinkSpace, and you can retrieve the data from the internet through internet, or you can also have local area network. ThinkSpeak is an IoT analytical platform service. It also acts as an analytical platform service where it allows you to aggregate all the data that is been collected from the different sensors. Like a person is wearing wristband, he is also wearing smart shoes. So the data collected from the smart shoes, data collected from the wristband, all that data can be aggregated in one place, and you can visualize the data, and you can also analyze the data. That means how many calories you have burnt, that you can analyze the data in a form of pie chart or bar chart. If you want in a text form, anything you can do it, and all this whatever you have analyzed, you can put it onto the cloud. You can send data to ThinkSpace from your device, create instant visualization of live data, and send some alerts. So all these can be done using ThinkSpeak. So basically ThinkSpeak is an open source IoT application where you have different types of APIs. You can use some of the protocols and write the code into it. Next, these are the connections. So here we are using the sensor DHT22. Next, this is the program how we are implementing. So here we are using DHT22 sensor. This sensor is used to measure the temperature of the person. So here we have taken at the COVID time, we have done this experiment. So the same program is been explained using the ThinkSpeak. So here the person in that particular time period, according to the temperature of the person, the condition of the person is ranging high or low. What is the condition of that particular person? So in order to check the temperature of the person continuously, we are using DH222 sensor. So for that, the code how we are writing and what are the data we are collecting, we are showing it onto the visualization using ThinkSpeak. So first import SYS is a library where you have different methods to use it. Next import urlib.request. This is also one of the library from time, and then import sleep, import ADA DHT as DHT. So this Adafruit you are importing for the DHT22 sensor. So here first you need to create some URL. Whenever you are creating an account in the ThinkSpeak, it will give an API key. It is a secret key which is uniquely generated for each person whenever you are creating an account in it. So base URL is equal to what is the URL you are using, where you want to host it, https api.thinkspeak.com, update an API key. So here you are going to mention the key which is automatically generated when you are creating the account. So you are defining a function called as define dh22 underscore data. So this method you are using in order to store the sensor data which has been collected. Whenever the sensor reads the data of the person, and then it is stored in this particular function. So what is the data it is reading? As it is DH2 sensor, it is reading humidity and temperature of that particular person. To read the data, we are using dht.read retry, and then return whatever the value you are reading. Now this can be done continuously. You are monitoring the temperature of a person. So that's why we are keeping it is in while true in a loop, try method. Humidity, temperature we are collecting from the method dh22 underscore data, and now if what is the data is been read, whether it is valid data or not, that we are checking. If whatever the reading data is valid, we say if is instant humidity float and is instant temperature float. So whatever the value we are reading, that will be in a form of a float value. This we are formatting it into the decimal place. That's why HUMI is the humidity we are trying to tell. We are converting that into a decimal form, percentile to F, and humidity is equal to percentile to F. In the same way, temperature also we are converting from floating point to decimal point. And what are the way you want to print? Print temperature is equal to, print humidity is equal to. This we are doing only the how to show your output on the output window. And this CONN is equal to urlib.request.url open. So this we are doing this where we are trying to bit. Previously we have used DHT sensor to print the temperature and humidity in our system, but here we are trying to print it onto the cloud using the ThinkSpace. That's why in that cloud space, what is the area and what is the URL you want to open and what is the area where you want to print it. For that particularly you should say what is that URL, open that URL, and in the particular field 1, field 2. Why we are using 2? One is for humidity and one is for temperature. We are trying to print the same values of temperature and humidity in particular URL in ThinkSpace. Next, res is equal to con.read. Here you are reading the data, print whatever you are reading which is stored in res variable. And after printing the data, this is continuously done. Suppose the data you are read is having some error, then print error message will be printed on the particular window. After the continuous reading of the data is completed, you say con.close, and this you are doing for some time. Sleep 20 and except break, this we are using because we have used try. So finally the output will be temperature monitoring using IoT dashboard. Why we are saying dashboard? The same values whatever you want to print, you are printing it on the ThinkSpeak. So ThinkSpeak, this is the dashboard. After creating the account, after getting the API, you use that API and the URL where you want to print it, and that window you will be getting the output like this. So this output also we are choosing that we want to be printed in a form of chart. If you want to print it in the form of values, you can choose values. So where you want to print the values, the way you want to print the values, that you should change it in the code. This we are choosing graph wise, that way at a particular time from start time to end time, what is the variation of temperature of particular person or a patient, that we are seeing. So this is the output, how you are going to get it in the ThinkSpeak.